You have seen this fact 100 times. Somewhere out there, 7 strangers wear your face, 7 walking copies of you, buying milk, catching trains, living whole lives with your exact head. It is one of the internet's favorite facts. It is also mostly wrong. The real answer is weirder than 7, and a group of scientists recently found something the copycat story never tells you, something hiding in the DNA of strangers who look alike. By the end of this video, you will die a little less ignorant. First, let us kill the number. Where does 7 come from? Nowhere. There is no study, no scientist, no lab that ever counted 7. Go chase the claim online and it always says the same magic words. Scientists say that is the tell. When a fact will not name its source, the source usually does not exist. Nobody sat down and proved you have 7 twins. The number was never measured. It grew online, got copied, got shared, and turned into a fact by pure repetition. A rumor wearing a lab coat. So the honest answer to do you have 7 lookalikes is simple. Nobody ever proved you have even 1. But do not close the tab. Because when real scientists finally started measuring faces, the truth got much stranger than the myth. In 2015, a researcher named Teghan Lucas ran the numbers at the University of Adelaide in Australia. She did not go on vibes. She took a database of about 4,000 people and measured their faces, real measurements. The gap between the eyes, the width of the nose, the height of the lips, 8 exact numbers per face. Then she asked one question. What are the odds that 2 strangers match on all 8? The answer was brutal. Less than 1 in a trillion. 1 in a trillion. That is not a lookalike. That is a photocopy. And there are only about 8 billion people alive. 8 billion is nowhere near a trillion. So the math is clear. Your exact double, matched down to the millimeter, almost certainly does not exist. Lucas found there is only about a 1 in 135 chance that a single perfect pair exists anywhere on the entire planet, not you and someone, any 2 people at all. The odds it is your face are basically 0. The 7 copies of you, they were never coming, so the myth is dead. End of video. Except no, here is the twist. Your brain does not measure faces in millimeters. It never has. It reads the whole face in one glance, grabs the general shape, and rounds everything off. So you do not need a photocopy to feel like a twin. You just need to be close. And close is surprisingly common. A photographer in Montreal named Francois Brunelle spent years proving it. Since 1999, he has photographed around 250 pairs of complete strangers who look like identical twins, same faces, no family. Found in different countries, sometimes on different continents. Then in 2022, scientists borrowed his photos for a real experiment. A team led by Manel Esteller took 32 of these lookalike pairs and fed them into face recognition software, the same kind that unlocks your phone. Half of them, 16 pairs, fooled the machines completely. The software simply could not tell the strangers apart, and then the scientists did something the myth never dreamed of. They read their DNA. 9 of those pairs, total strangers with no relation, shared large chunks of the same genetic code. They were quietly built from similar instructions. Their height lined up, their weight lined up, even habits like smoking lined up. A shared face was a clue to a shared blueprint. So do you really have 7 lookalikes somewhere on Earth? No. That number is invented. Your exact copy, measured to the millimeter, almost certainly does not exist. But a face close enough to fool a camera, worn by a stranger who happens to share your DNA, that one might be out there right now, sitting in a city you will never visit. Not a copy of you. A quiet genetic cousin you were never told about. Now you can die knowing. New questions every week. Subscribe. Learn it before you die. No pressure.